Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, Raddy's Malahit DSP2. This is an ultra-wideband, multi-mode, software-defined radio. You can find it selling on iRaddy.com for $429.99. If this strikes your fancy, check out the paid link section down below and have fun. Let me tell you, the luxury radio here is absolutely amazing. So it comes in this nice case, Malahit. So, of course, Raddy doesn't make this. They import it. But the cool thing is Raddy gives you service. So if you have a problem with it, or you have any issues, you can get a hold of them. You have that customer support, which you won't get with other places. So yeah, took everything out of here. Let's see what we get. So inside that case, we get to start a show. Yeah, the DSP2. Sweet. Love this radio. It is a beast. Let's bring this up a little bit. All right, what else we get in there? We get your user manual. Nice. We get a carry lanyard. We get some extra knobs. These are cool. These are knurled. They have smoother ones on there, which I like using. But in case I wanted to change them out, I could. A little split ring to attach the lanyard. We get a charging cable, USB-A to Type-C, and this also uses for your flashing your firmware in case they update it, which is nice. Currently, it's at 2.4. We get a fold-out aluminum stand, which you can stick on with the adhesive there. A lot of people use this and find it handy. And of course, the whip antenna, 28-inch. This is really all you need to go portable. You'll get all your ham radio operators with this thing. VHF, UHF, FM, everything. Yeah, this is fantastic. So, boom. Don't need to buy anything extra, but you can. I'll show you some options. So there you go. Everything's there. Let's go ahead and just move things out of the way. And let's go over to the radio. So yeah, user manual. We're not really going to peek in there. I'm just going to kind of go over features with the radio to show you kind of what I use. But yeah, this is a 30-page manual. We'd be here forever flipping through here, but it's nice and concise. Color illustrated. And yeah, there's just a ton of options. But I'll touch on most of what I use, and we'll tune the radio. Have some fun. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So it is a dust magnet. You'll see me dusting it off periodically. Yeah, it's a big screen. I like that. So let's go to dimensions real quick. We have a width of 3 3/4 inches. We have a height of 5.5 inches. We have a depth of 1 1/8 of an inch. Awesome. This thing's all aluminum construction and weighs about 500 grams. Yeah, it's portable, but you'll probably use that case. So, pretty neat. Let's do a quick size comparison. Now, I do usually bring out the C-Crane radios, but this is a little different. We're going to bring out something fun. So, we're going to go with the ATS 20 Plus. Now, if you got $30 burning a hole in your pocket, buy this for single sideband and have fun all day long. It has a rechargeable battery, speaker, everything you need to go as well. I love that. It's microcontrolled. That's why I bring it out. This is the future of radio. These microcontrolled radios and these SDRs built into a radio. Just love it. And all portable. So you don't have to get too expensive. You just want to listen to single sideband. But if you want the luxury, you're going to want this for sure. Okay, what else do I got handy over here? I have another single sideband radio. The ATS 200 by Raddy as well. I featured that in the video. Single sideband. You can see just for size. More of a vest pocket style. Yeah, easier to carry. And it's around $120, so sweet. All right, put that aside. If you don't have those items, we always have the standard deck of playing cards. Move things around here. There we are. Iron Man. There he is. He's the man with the master plan. He can spin it like no one can. He loves Malahit DSP2 radios from, can you guess it, Raddy Land. He's Iron Man. Rock on. Yeah, we're about to have some fun with this radio. We're going to have tons of fun here. This is going to be quite a bit. So, yeah, sit back, get some popcorn. It's going to be a ride, for sure. We're going to have some fun. So yeah, so we went over dimensions, went over that. There's a lot of features with the DSP2, which we're going to go over. So, starting with the left-hand side of the radio, we have a headphone jack for FM stereo listening. The headphone experience is decent. It's got low-level hiss, but it's slight. But it has an EQ, which is fantastic. The EQ, you can set it to wherever you want, and it just makes it sound great. And we also have filter settings, again, making headphone experience awesome. We have our charge jack there, USB-C, and of course our interface for our computer, 5 volts, 1 amp input. We have a charge status LED, green when it's done, red when it's charging. We have a standby button. Press this, turns the radio on, hold it, turns the radio off. Down here we have a master on-off switch. If you turn that off, this will no longer work. So it cuts power completely. Going to the front of the radio, we have Malahit, I think I'm saying that right, DSP2, 3.5-inch capacitive touchscreen LCD, fantastic. You'll get to see that in a moment with the Panorama and the Waterfall. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Down here we have 2 1-inch speakers, dual diaphragm, I think they said. Yeah, they sound great, fantastic. I may not be able to do an FM sound. I usually do a sound demo because this radio is so sensitive. It definitely interacts interference, I think, with the screen and different things going on that I really can't get a good signal for that, but we'll try a music station demo for a few seconds, turn it down, turn it back up type of thing. But there you go. Yeah, this aluminum construction is really sweet. When you hold this, you are holding a premium radio. You know it. Everybody else knows it. It's one of those things, you know. On top of the radio, we have 2 antenna connections, which I'll pull this off. They're SMA females. As you can see, you got one side high Z. That's for your high impedance. That's for like a whip antenna, for shortwave, for your medium wave loops, passive loops. That works out great. Over here we have 50 ohm, FM, VHF, UHF, and above. You also use this for your active loop antennas. I noticed when I hooked up my MLA30, it worked best on the 50 ohm because it's powered. So nice setup there. Excuse me. So volume, frequency knobs, beautiful. They spin really nice, got little notches in them as you turn them. And when you push them down, they have different functions. The volume, when you push it down, has squelch, attenuation, and filter. Love that. Frequency, push it down, allows you to fine tune for your step control. So you can control your steps, how fine you want to go. And if you press and hold frequency down, it locks the frequency in place. And if you do the volume, press and hold, it locks the touchscreen. Back here we have a little cotter pin. I'm not a fan of this. This is where you hook your lanyard. Yeah, I'd rather not. So I probably won't. As you can see, the back has 3 Phillips screws. You can take these out to access the flat lithium battery. It's a flat LiPo pack, 5,000 milliamp hour rated. There you go. I noticed I get about 4 or 5 hours of use, and I got to charge it. More if you could turn the screen off, which you could do with the power standby button. Yeah, that's okay. Some people like to watch the waterfall. I don't necessarily need to. I can walk away from the radio and just turn the screen off. Save some juice if you're not plugged in. So, as you can see, frequency range starts at 10 kilohertz. It goes all the way to 2 gigahertz. Yeah, that covers everything. If you got the right antenna, you're picking up anything across the world. Demodulation, AM, single sideband, dual sideband, which will pick up which side is stronger, lower sideband or upper sideband. That's what that is. CW, narrow FM, wide FM. Your battery, there you go. Cool. So that's the feature set. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Actually, before I turn it on, I'm going to hook up my antenna right now because we're going to listen to some shortwave. Yeah, right away. Let's see if we get any ham activity. And then we'll talk about the menu as we listen. Sounds good, right? Yeah. So, because I'm filming this kind of late in the evening. All right. So let's go ahead and get that set up. Now, whip only. We'll see what we can hear with just the whip. Let's extend it up a little bit. You'd be surprised. It's pretty sensitive. So we'll go ahead and turn this on. So we'll just single click and then this will light up. And we'll get a boot screen. By the team. Yeah. Bunch of Russians designed this. Yes.
My point is you isolate anything that's metallic.
Ham radio right there. Sweet. Kind of awesome.
That goes in for the whole segment on EMP proofing and all that stuff. It's a whole different set of rules.
Okay, I'm going to turn them down for a second, and we're going to go over the screen features that you see right now. Yeah, let's do it. So pretty much when I'm going to review this radio, I'm going to pretty much go over the things I use the most. There's a ton of things, options. That's why I didn't show you the manual, because you'll just get confused looking at that in this video, so it's not worth it. But I'm going to show you what I use the last few weeks, just initially when I got the radio, and it's been working out really good. And this is for pretty much with the whip antenna. I don't have any active loops to hook up. That's a little different, and you got to start playing around with attenuation and other things. But let's get into it. So I'm going to zoom in on the screen. So we're going to bring this down. Zoom it on down so you can see the touch screen. All right, cool. So I'm going to turn this guy off here for just a little bit. Then we'll turn him back on. We'll listen to him. So we're going to go over all the little things you can see. So starting at the top of the screen here, we have Squelch, which is not active. You can see it's just kind of grayed out, not really doing anything. It will be red when it's on, and when it's used, it's green. So it's kind of nice. So red when it's squelched, and then if it's getting a transmission, it'll turn green. Noise blinker, noise reduction. Noise reduction is the most amazing thing on this radio. Adaptive noise reduction. I am the happiest using that. It is just fantastic. It makes the listening experience so much better than most radios I own. Yeah, it's amazing. AGC, this is cool. You can set it, right now it's set on middle. You can set it on fast, slow, long, or off. Actually, on single sideband, I like it set to a longer setting, which I might change that. High Z is the high impedance antenna we're hooked up to, as you can see here. And of course, up on top, there's an LED. Forgot to mention that. When it's blue, you're using that side. When it's green, you're using that side. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Pretty simple indicator. All right. Back on down. All right, what else we got up there? So we got a preamp, so that'll be lit up if we use it. Preamp, I don't know if we'll need it. I mean, if the signal's really weak, we'll use it, but if it's not, we'll leave it alone. Mode we're in, lower sideband, because we are on the 80 meter band, which is shown right here. 80 meters, yeah, we typically use lower sideband. Attenuation of 5, not very much, just a little bit. Take the edge off. You can turn the attenuation all the way off to 0. It goes up to a value of 30. Our volume, of course, we got 0. And we have filters. Normal, we have a wide and a narrow. So 3 of them, but you can define them. You can define how wide and how narrow they are. Here's our battery status indicator. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it says 3.9 volts. Here it shows 2 green icons. We have headphones and speaker mode. They're both activated, so if I plugged in headphones, I can listen to that. And of course, the speaker is active. So it's kind of nice if you're recording. You can record and monitor at the same time. Here's our clock. It's 1:43 a.m. Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA. Yes, I'm filming this late. Why not? It's fun. We'll see what we can pick up. I'm sure I can pick up quite a bit. So yeah, you'll see it's got a grid base here on your Panorama and your fast Fourier transform. And this is showing the frequency strength. And you can see activity, of course, as well. Over here, of course, 80 meters. And then we have the width of the Panorama. 192 kilohertz right now. You can change that by pressing the screen here. I do this quite often to see where I'm at when I'm tuning. Right there, that's 96 kilohertz. And it goes down to 48 kilohertz. That's great for shortwave, but not so great for VHF or FM or airband. I find it's kind of useless, but it's a limitation of the device. And I also want to let you know, this is all running on a 480 megahertz microprocessor to handle all this. So when you touch a screen, you may have to hold your finger on it a little longer for it to register. Just something to keep in mind, because it's doing quite a bit. So yeah, showed you that. I kind of missed over here. So our clock, and over here we have the frequency. So if you want to change the frequency, you just tap the frequency, and you can plug in whatever you like, and you have megahertz, kilohertz, and hertz, and even got decimal point. So just press that to get out of there. And of course, you can see stepping is at 1 kilohertz right there. Press the frequency knob down, and you can change that to wherever you desire. I find when I'm in single sideband mode, I like 1 kilohertz. And I can fine tune down from there, going all the way down to 10 hertz. Now I'm just tuning this rather quickly to try to get down to 10. It takes quite a bit of turns to get there. I wish it was a little bit more reactive, but I think they might have did that on purpose. Go back to 1 kilohertz. Okay, cool. You can see they're talking, their little activity on the waterfall. So we'll go ahead and lock that in. All right, great. So your signal noise ratio over here showing our strength signal meter, and you can set that to decibels as well. I kind of leave it as it is there. Of course, this can be adjusted, so you can have the waterfall show a lot more, and that's important if you're doing like FT8 decoding, because this radio does that, and you can see the list of what's been decoded. And I'll see if I got a picture. I'll put it up here in the corner of what I've decoded before in the past. Kind of give you an idea. I did post that before in my community section, but there you go. Yeah, so we're having fun so far, so we're going to see if they're still talking.
Well, I give them wattage,
Noise reduction?
PA, and then the waves that are coming back go through a diode that's pointed the other direction, and it gets rectified and converted into a voltage to measure.
Noise reduction's nice. We're only hearing one side of that conversation, it sounds like. Okay, we'll turn that back down. So yeah, a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. Diving right in. So yeah, what else we got to show on here? So display-wise, yeah, okay, so there's a lot you can do. You can fill in the fast Fourier transform, so or the panorama, people call it. So you can have this filled in. You can change the color of it. Yellow, I think red, green, I think blue maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, I leave it on yellow. It looks good to me. Here you can see your scale. You got a scale of where you're at on the band. That's handy. And of course, your waterfall. You can change the waterfall too to a different setup. You can have black-white or white-black. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, let's go and show you some of the menu settings that I use. So you'll see you got these buttons on the bottom. That's everything you need to know. This radio, everything's right there for you. It's quick access. You can tap the radio. You want to change something with the audio, change something with the visual. Of course, noise reduction, its own button, as you saw, on or off. It's nice, dedicated. You use it quite a bit. Mode button changes the mode, of course. AM, FM, wideband, you know, for your upper sideband, lower sideband. Synchronous detection, yeah, it does that too as well. And then band button takes you to your 50 locations. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But let's go to radio. And you'll see a bunch of options here. So encoder reverse, haven't had to mess with that. Power antenna, if you're powering an active loop. 3.3 to 4 volts is sent. I don't use that. Time correct. Down here we have audio out. Right now it's on headphones and speaker. We can tap that. Wait a second. Okay, got to press and hold. There we go. It outlines in green. You can adjust that with the top function knob. If it has more than one function. This one's, I think I have to keep tapping. Sometimes you have to keep tapping the button. There we go, speaker. So we're going to go speaker mode. Here we have shortwave antenna is high Z, or you can go to 50 ohm. I can switch that right now, so if I want to. Let's see. There we go, 50 ohm. Signal cut down because there's nothing connected to it. Let's engage that back. We have preamp. We don't need to use that quite yet, but if the signal's faint enough, I will. Attenuation, 5. You can do it manually from this window, but I imagine just using the volume control is the easiest way. Pushing it down and go. PGA BST. This is if the signal's really strong and you want to cut it back. You hit that. It's a noise reduction, or signal reduction. RF gains of 41. It goes all the way down to like 0 up to like 60, I think. Let's see. It goes pretty far. Let's see if I do it like this. There we go. So it goes all the way up to 59. Yeah. We're not going to go that high. We'll bring it back down a little bit. If it's too high, it can garble the signal. Here we got some more. If the signal's too strong, you can adjust these. You'll use them if you need them. I don't use them. EMI reduction, I didn't notice anything help with that at all. F correct, that's frequency correction. If something isn't displayed properly, you can check it with your time signal. There we go. And then what else we got there? Beep level. Yeah, I have turned it down. I hate the beep, but sometimes you need to hear it. SM correct, I believe that's for the signal strength meter. NCO disabled. This is kind of cool. You can enable this, and that allows that frequency pointer that you saw there. Let me hit this. Okay. It can move independent of the panorama. Right now, as you move the frequency, the panorama moves with you. I like that better. But you can actually, if you've got a lot of activity on one screen, you can enable that NCO and then move that needle across the panorama independently. That's actually pretty handy. I haven't had to use it yet, but I like the idea. What else we got in this menu here? So you can change that indicator type from signal noise ratio to decibel. So there you go, signal strength. Activity, you get the radio turn off, great. Pre-gain, don't have to worry about that. Bluetooth, don't know what it does for Bluetooth. I tried to connect It hasn't connected to anything of mine. So, and firmware 2.4. Sweet. Go to audio. And then we'll start cruising the band. Yeah, definitely. Thresholds for noise blanker. I don't use a noise blanker. I tried. Didn't seem to do anything for me. Might be in certain situations, certain antenna use. It didn't for me at all. AGC, here's the fun. This is what I wanted to change. So we're going to go try to do this through the camera. Okay. There we're on. So we can fast, middle, slow, long, and then you can do off. So we're going to go slow for the shortwave. EQ, you can turn it on. And you can, let's see, got soft, live, club, rock, nice, bass, jazz. It's going fast here as I turn it. Pop, voice, user 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're just going to turn it off. Wide FM stereo enabled. That's so you get RDS information. If you don't have that enabled, you will not get RDS. You have a notch filter. I haven't used that. I didn't notice anything different with it. So pseudo stereo. Okay, it's what it says. Filter. I haven't really changed much here. The pre-built filters are fine, but you can change them here. And over here we have Squelch threshold. You'll play around with that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Hit the threshold. Adjust it to whatever level you need. Done. That's an easy one. Okay, visual. What do I use on here? Well, I haven't really messed with the brightness settings. Left them alone. Gamma left on classic. LCD sleep I don't mess with. The FFT average. This is how fast it reports that transform. So as the frequency is coming in, it can go real slow as a refresh or really fast. So it's pretty fast right now. It's 71. The grid's enabled. I just like having that grid. Scale. Pan percent. This is the one I use the most, where you can move the percentage relation to each other. So right now it's a 70, so you get a lot of the Panorama and not much of the Waterfall. But if I make that like lower percentage, the pan moves up here and you got tons of Waterfall space, which is good for FT8 decoding, and you get all that text information, which is handy. And then of course you have the different levels. This is the level of the Panorama. I'll leave it on auto. Okay, don't use that. And I don't use any of that. So done. And noise reduction we know. Mode's very simple. CW, upper sideband. CW decoding, didn't have much luck doing that. I don't know what it is. It had to be in CW mode. It wasn't working for me. It said you need a signal strength of 29 or better. So don't necessarily get that all the time. Dual sideband, lower sideband, FT8. I had good luck with FT8. Had a nice strong signal at 20 meters. Here we got different types of AM. So you can change this to be synchronous AM, synchronous upper sideband, synchronous lower sideband, and standard. So we'll leave it on the standard. AM, RTTY. So these are extras that they added to this firmware, which is nice. Narrow FM, wide FM. Okay, cool. And then our band button. This is a lot of fun. So the band button, okay, so it doesn't register, press and hold. There you go. I always want to do it quickly. Don't hit it hard because it is capacitive. So we have a monitor setting. And as you can see, it's got 50 locations. That's 50 presets. That's all you get. It's all you get. That's my one gripe about this radio. But you can see it starts out with all the ham bands. And I actually, you got to turn this quite a bit to go through the pages. I actually preset a few of them myself. Let's see, we'll get to page 4. I had the weather channel, which we'll check out here in a little bit. I had these fire frequencies, which we'll check out. Todderbert, radio Todderbert. We'll see if it works. I don't know if it will. If I get too much distortion, I won't bother. But there you go. And then let's get to listen to this thing, huh? Yeah. And a bunch of air bands I added. So I'll show you how the scan works. It works really like a scanner. It's kind of cool. So let's go to radio and then out. Turn this up.
Or something. Two of them wires together. One thing that helps with a VFD is if you put your wires together, because that basically creates some cancellation in there. Same as like if you're doing the circuitry in a guitar amplifier or something, you want, or on your circuit, you want to twist those wires together.
Let's tune.
But it was running 28 kilowatts into the dipole, into the
Okay, I'm going to clip on a wire.
28 kilowatts.
Doing pretty good with just the whip extended a little bit, but I'm going to hook up a wire. You can pick up a real antenna for like 15 bucks. Give yourself a bunch of gain.
Well, let's see, it was very apparent, so, you know, I've never heard a signal like that coming out of... What was it, Keith?
That weird sound you hear, like sound like a motorboat sound. If you turn the display off, it goes away. So there might be a signal there. So if you get that, just turn the signal or the screen off.
The big watch is up there, and but the only people actually run big watch like that is
More of that noise.
Flip the choke back and kill the engine on it. It was quite a deal.
Yep, I remember them. You did. Hey, you know, I saw them running some kind of...
Pinball. Crazy. And that's wind 6 miles out of the west. I think what was mine, 20 or 19? I don't remember. No, it was pretty hot. I had a heart attack today coming back from the doctors. The damn low air light kicked on in the car. I thought I was getting a flat tire, so I was driving home 100 miles an hour in that snow. And Dave just said probably it was just the cold, you know, drop that tire. So tomorrow, I got to get out with the oil compressor and put some air in those back tires. So hopefully none of them are flat. Yeah, probably not. It don't tell you the actual structure, though.
0.5 volt battery, and they had like a little glow head thing. You put that clip on there, and it had like a little spring inside that glow head, and it would glow orange. And you go to start them things, and it would ignite, kind of like a diesel engine. It would ignite that fuel, and them things ran pretty good.
Well, they were actually that top fuel was 80% nitromethane, and then some of it had 10% alcohol and 10% oil, and some of it just had 20% oil.
And Gerald RFK on the too. Well, I know out there at Lathrop at that fairground, of course, these were more high-tech, bigger engine type things, and I mean, they had trucks, tractors.
There you go. Having fun. You know, this is cool. Tuning hams is just, this is what it's made for. Definitely made for tuning in hams. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to go hit the band button. Again, locations. I like to use this as locations. So we're going to go just to a different shortwave just to show you. We're going to go to a let's see what we got going on. Might be really noisy down here with 90 meters. Okay, so we'll turn this up. I'm not sure. I think it defaults. You have to remember, yeah, if it defaults, you don't hear anything. It's the RF gain. See, it says 4. Let's go to that and change that up. Tuning knob. And then we're picking up some noise, probably from the screen. If I hold the radio, it's like I'm grounding it. So we're going to plug in manually a frequency. Yeah, it's getting a touch screen. Okay, so I gotta exit this. Okay, let's turn that down. That's annoying. So yeah, that's the one downside, is that the screen can sometimes cause these noise things. So let's go to 30, especially on the lower end. Let's pick up the Canadian. Okay, I'm doing it through the camera. Excuse me here. There's a bag space. Okay, I'm like bag. Okay, there we go. Kilohertz. Wish I had a pen. Be nice. There we go. I hear it. Nice.
CHU Canada, Coordinated Universal Time, 8 hours.
So yeah, if you haven't guessed, time. Okay, we're at 2 a.m. now. This is Central Standard Time near Chicago, Illinois, USA again. If I didn't mention it before, my future self would have put a pop-up down below. But yeah, cool. Let's see what's going on over here. I think it's like a... I'm not sure what kind of signal that is, or what that was. Maybe that was a fax. Okay, it's noise from the screen. Alright, so let's jump up to 5,000. Yeah, we're just having fun at the moment. Kilohertz.
In about 38 years will be over. It requires some faith. And because this is the given to me, I'm going to speak a four in confidence. I'm going to take it.
Okay, let's see here if this is a bleed over.
It's already over. They can tell me. The most important thing is that he's going to tell us precisely.
Yeah, it was bleed over. So if you have your RF gain too high, you're going to pick up like adjacent broadcasting. Or not adjacent, or near adjacent. There we go. Yeah, he's transmitting on this frequency here. Now I'm on 2.5, so I'm going to change it to 5. So press down the tuning. We'll change it to 5 kilohertz. All right, let's go up the band a little bit, and then we'll do a couple other things and then final thoughts. So again, we're just using the whip that's included, 28-inch whip. It's nice. And yeah, we got the wire connected, 22-foot wire. This is Cuba. Yeah. Noise. You can kind of tell what it looks like as you go. This is the beautiful thing about an SDR. You can see exactly what's happening pretty instantaneously.
Media partners that choose to rebroadcast our DRM service within their countries. Unlike analog shortwave, DRM delivers high-quality digital radio that is suitable for rebroadcasting. Thankfully, our system fails.
Whoa, okay, that's loud.
For men or dead. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. If you believe in the coming of Christ, then you must necessarily believe in the death of his prophet.
Okay, cool.
And Moses took half of the blood, put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
So you're getting the idea, right, guys? Yeah, this is fun. So much fun. Rock on. All right, so let's see. There's a lot to cover yet still. So let's try to keep this from being too long of a video. I do have some medium wave videos planned, so I hook up the Turk Advantage directly, which we're probably going to do right now. Why not, right? Let's have some fun. So yeah, let's do it. So we'll just leave this going, I guess. I don't think it'll hurt. I'm going to disconnect this whip. And we're going to disconnect here. So yeah, I'll do a dedicated shortwave one too as well. But more of those guys talking, decoding stuff. That'd be fun, right? So we're taking off the whip here for a reason. I'm going to add, for the airband and the VHF, see if we can pick up those fire frequencies. Just a chance. This is pretty late. I probably won't pick up anything, but just in case. I'm also going to hook up my passive loop, which I have a wire here already set up. So here it is. It's a female, or sorry, it's a male SMA to a BNC female, and I attached my passive loop to it. So yeah, let's go ahead and hook this on the high Z section. And I'll be able to tune in some medium wave so you guys can see how that works. I really like that. And the Panorama is pretty neat. It's real selective. Let's just get that tightened up, and we're going to rock. All right, yep. Okay, that's in. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now, Raddy has some options for you guys. If you don't have any of these things, and the whip isn't enough for you, you'll see these little donuts, and they're fun. They work. Here's a shortwave one. The reason why you'd want this is you do something like this here. You do an extension cable, okay? And I have it so it's back to a standard, but you can get something a little different than this. This is what was in the package. And then you can hang this somewhere, you know, like on a board or something. I think that's kind of cool. And you can dial it in. This works rather well. So this is a good little investment if you want to have some fun and hang your antenna in a different spot. You're not using anything active. You want to keep it simple. And you want to go portable. You can hang this off a tree branch or something. If you don't want to do a long wire, it's pretty handy. You can put this right on the top of the radio too, if you want direct connect. But if you can separate it from the radio a little bit, you get away from that screen noise. They also have a AM one I'm going to show you real quick. This works in a pinch. This actually is probably the better investment. I would probably pick this up because the whip does okay. This does a little bit better. And then they sell a wideband one, which I didn't have much luck with, so I don't know what. Oops, throwing it. Throw it around. Donut time. Yeah, so I don't know what this one's good for. It's saying 10 kilohertz to 180 megahertz. Yeah, I don't think so. You can see the wire in there, but yeah, I couldn't get anything with this one here. But the ones that did work well for me was this little tunable UHF. Love it. And then there's a tunable VHF as well. Now, I like this because you can tune it. I mean, you get that signal strength where you want it. Or you can detune really fast. So if something's too strong, detune. That is handy. So, yeah, I like that capacitor there. Cool. Okay, I thought I'd show this to you real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and fire up medium wave. So we're going to go band. We're going to look at our bands here. Medium wave. Whoops, I missed it. There we are. I got it off to my left here. This is the Turk Advantage. We'll just tune in a strong station here. We're near Chicago, so we'll do 560.
So they are saving lives and structures and peoples and businesses. But they weren't here a week ago because of the failure of government, even though
turn it down.
The winds a week ago were forecast to be higher than they are forecast to be tonight. They hit 100 miles an hour.
There we go.
A week ago today. They're going to hit 70 miles an hour tonight. And it's going to be rocking and rolling, and God take the person that sets a fire. They've arrested a couple of people. I don't know.
So we can go for some strong stations.
Against Ohio State. And in the wake of this loss in the national semifinals, what we've seen are a bunch of the NFL declarations being made for the
asked to speak with the owner or the franchisee and want to know if, A, that happened, and B, if those people are still employed there. Do you demand their firing? How do you handle that as a customer? How do you handle that as a business owner? I mean, if I'm the business owner...
Cool. Let's see if we can pick up Nashville. I don't know if we can.
Black news.
This is Nashville. You got a little hint of it anyway, but you get the idea. It does really well. I did a band scan with it, and it's fantastic with the passive loop, so definitely enjoying it. So that's medium wave. We're going to go ahead and switch to the airband and VHF. So pretty much the monitor is interesting. You can do different things with it. I have set up 4 fire frequencies and 8 airband frequencies. Exact to them with the squelch settings set, everything. And that's kind of how you do it. You just press and hold to change it. So go back to the band button. I think there's an exit here, back. Okay. You just press and hold the preset you want to change. Like this one here, we'll say if you want to change it. You can rename it, and you can set squelch. You can put it in the scan or not put it in the scan, save it. So we're going to cancel because I want to wreck that one. But yeah, so if you look, I did have my radio todderbert going. Again, don't know if it's going to sound good. Let's see if this will work. So I'm going to set my transmitter on. It may or may not come in good. Whoop. Got a little noisy. All right, let's go ahead and tune. I'm going to tune to a strong vocal because it works really well upstairs.
However you spend your new cash, make this your year. Head to star105.com and enter to win daily. All thanks to Dalzell Jewelers in downtown Crystal Lake for making this possible.
So you get RDS information here if the signal's strong enough. This radio does great.
What have you done to your hair?
So it scored. I do a 5-tier method. Good. Fair. Okay. Good. Very good. Excellent. 5-tier. Excellent. 100 stations found. Fair is like 10. This scored good to very good. So found 71 stations with the included whip antenna. Using this only for all my tests. And yeah, it worked out great. FM, so 71 stations found, gets a good to very good rating on sensitivity. Selectivity also gets a good to very good because I was finding faint stations next to strong stations, which was fantastic. But right now we're in the RDS menu mode here.
The #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
As you can see, we have a retro scale there too as well. That's FM. Okay, let's get out of here.
January 26th from 2 till 4 p.m. Come see why St. Thomas has been the choice for families for 100 years.
And we're going to go do a scan. So right now, we're going to start scanning. Okay, there we go. It's picking up something on the first, here, clicking. That's the squelch on the first channel there. But yeah, what it's going to do is it's searching 4 of those fire frequencies I set up and 8 of the airband using the rubber duck here. So this guy came off of a... Okay, now it's going to, because I touched it. Great. It can pick up airband, it can pick up FM, VHF, UHF. So that's kind of nice. Okay, I don't know if it's getting interference from this antenna next to it. Sometimes you have to disconnect 1 or 2 of your antennas if they're picking up something noise next to it. Okay. No, wasn't that, but you get an idea. I was hoping we'd find something or hear something. It'd be cool. So yeah, let's okay, me holding this. Stop that. Like I'm grounding it. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're not picking up anything. So, but anyway, this is how you pick up something. During the day, I'd probably pick up more activity, especially with the airband. We get somebody talking. That'd be so sweet. Come on, something come through. And it'll stop and do a timeout of 15 seconds. And of course, you can keep going or stop and listen, keep listening. So that's actually pretty handy. You can adjust the timeout to where you want it. But right now, it's like a 9-channel scanner. I really wish it had more than 50. That's just me personally. So there's that. Okay, so one more thing. We'll just you got weather.
Sunny. Waves 1 to 3 feet. Tonight, southwest winds to 30 knots. Scattered snow showers. Waves 2 to 4 feet. Thursday, west winds 20 to 20 feet. West. Snow showers in the morning. Waves 1 to 3 feet. Thursday night, west winds 10 to 20 knots, becoming southwest 10 to 15 knots overnight.
So
mostly cloudy. Waves.
I got my weather with this. It does pretty good. I I'd get really good reception as well with the whip antenna.
On Lake Michigan for the following: Gary to Burns Harbor, Indiana, and Burns Harbor to Michigan City, Indiana. Small craft advisory in effect from the...
Okay, you get the idea. There's the weather band, so you can hear that too. Yay! Alright, cool. But yeah, it does pick up a lot, so tons. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There is covered pretty much what I like to listen to, the type of options I like to use the most. Again, I like just the way it looks here. So let's, I guess, go back to shortwave. Yeah, let's go back to shortwave. See, those guys are still talking, and then we'll do final thoughts. So yeah, likes about this radio. What do I like about it? Well, substantial build quality, number one. I mean, look at this thing. It is an absolute monster. Solid aluminum. It feels like it's going to last forever. Really enjoying it. Color screen's amazing on it. Responsiveness could be better. That's one of my wants. But otherwise, I think as the future goes, those processors will become more and more efficient and then go faster and faster. And then they'll be able to do more. Panorama would be nicer if we could see more, but I could see the limitation because of screen size. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the rag chewing. Yeah, that's always fun, right? So that is going to be right here. Turn it up. Try to get a convo going. That was something. They were talking here, somewhere right around here. I'm missing them. Yeah, this is a pretty popular net. Let's keep going.
Yeah, we're sitting here getting ready to get out of here and get eat.
So there we go. We'll just hover here for a little bit. Yeah, so finishing this up, likes, substantial build quality, EQs, nice, versatile on all the bands. The preamp is nice to have built into it. Again, touch display. Adjustable AGC, I use that and I like that. The adaptive noise reduction is the key feature of this radio, which makes it worth it, every bit of it.
Them insurance companies ain't going to pay for all that damage.
Some deep south going there? I don't know.
I said that a couple of weeks ago, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And that damn governor out there thinks that whole situation is funny. Well, there's nothing funny about it.
So there you go. Easy to tune in hams, fast as you can see. I love that. RF gain, you got the control of that. Attenuation, squelch, programmable filters. That is fantastic. So, dislikes. It's noisy. The screen does have those little noisy spots, and you have to deal with it with the whip antenna. Try to use like a MLA 30, which I recommend, but it's not as portable then without that. So that's one thing where you have to hit the screen. You can still hear them, but you have to turn the screen off. Again, it doesn't bother me too much. What else about this? I'd like to see more presets. You know, you only got 50. That's not enough. Not in a radio like this. You're going to have more. I would like to see more on here, definitely. And the touch isn't always registered. As you noticed, I was expecting it to go quicker. That's just because it can only handle so much, being 480 megahertz. So yeah, it tries to register it, and it doesn't. And of course, overall impressions of this radio. Is it worth $429? Well, you have to ask yourself, how much do you spend on radios? How much of a radio do you want to take with you on the go? It just depends. I mean, if you just want to listen to single sidebands and you don't have much of a budget, you can get yourself the $30 ATS 20 Plus. I mean, this is it, $30. You got your hams, you're good. If you have a little bit bigger budget, you could always upgrade to like say $120 radio, like the ATS 200. Again, a fine radio, which is upgradable too, by the way. It's micro-controlled, so they can add features to this radio all the time, which I think is fantastic. It's touchscreen as well. Plus, you can use buttons to get around, tuning, standard controls. That's what I like about this. Versus a phone, this is handy. I love this. But anyway, you have this ability. This is $100. So then there's people who want $200 or $300 radios, and then they feel like, well, you can get, what is that, the S2000 or 2200X or whatever it is now. And that one's $300, and you can get that radio instead of this one. Well, it doesn't have a screen like this. Does it have adaptive noise reduction? Probably not. Yeah, I love this radio. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to say, well, that house was built back in the 60s or 70s or whatever.
So in the microwave, it's like you can never drop, so I'm going to have to go to Myers tomorrow.
And that their coverage says that replace.
I mean, going back and forth, going to my hams quickly, is like it's the best thing in the world. So yeah, if you got the money to spend, it's worth it. It really is. I mean, you can save your money and get something fantastic, and this is fantastic. I really enjoy this radio. Now, I do enjoy the ATS 20 Plus for $30. Don't get me wrong. I love that radio. I reviewed that. And the ATS 200 I do like, and I have that in the iCar section you can check out. But this radio, it's a luxury. Yes, you don't need it for single sideband, but boy, does it make it fun and easy and portable. Again, you're taking something like this, and you're adding a screen, you're adding a battery, you're adding speakers, and you're rocking. So that's my opinion. It gets a thumbs up all day long, regardless of price. That's just because if you have the means, this is what you want. Trust me. This is what you want. It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. So there it is. The DSP2. You'll see more of this. Again, I got more videos planned. Make sure to subscribe at the bell icon. Get notified of future videos. And definitely comment below what you think about the DSP2. I know the team has their own design. This is a Chinese version. I believe they said Chinese clone, but it's endorsed by the company, Malahit. They approve this design. So, yeah, I actually like this design a lot. I'm really happy with it. I saw the other designs, and they're nice, but this one I really like. I just like the way it feels, the way it tunes, the way it sits here. I can tune in stuff quickly. I find myself going to this radio when I want to tune ham activity in, or shortwave. Boom, I go to this radio. Absolutely. For anything else, I don't know. I mean, it just depends. But there it is. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. All right, we're done with the video. Thanks for watching. You guys spent a lot of time. It's a long video. I'm glad you guys hung out. So thank you for supporting me. All right, take care, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.